Hey guys, welcome to this special episode of Refresh. And in this episode, I am at EvoClub Carwash. This is Con's new outlet here at Prestige Car Care KL. And I'm with my dad's car. This is a Ford Mondeo EcoBoost. And this place is, Con's outlet is more than just a car wash. It's where you get your car thoroughly washed and pampered. And to give it a new fresh lease of life. And this is where we're going to do it, a deep refresh of this car over here. This is not just a normal refresh. We're going to put up this car for sale as well. So if you're interested, please drop me a comment or DM me at my Instagram handle as well. And after this car is done, Con's going to give this car a mini review as well. Now more of that in this episode of Refresh. Also, please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and check out my channel for more car lifestyle related content. And please be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more content in the future. With that, please enjoy this episode. Okay guys, I haven't seen the car for 4 or 5 days I believe, but it's already transformed as it is. Still a little bit more work to do. The boys are now here doing a clay bar on the car. Before the Enduro package is this as well. This is to remove the embedded contaminants. And this is why protection is important. If nothing on your car, then these things will start baking onto your paint. Alright, and you can see, if you look really closely, there's a bit of brownish over here. And here it looks a more white color, and that's the embedded dirt on the paint. Right, now I'm going to show you what I've done. I went to polish up the car, give it a one-step polish, and you can see already there's a big difference in the car's clarity. That's being done over here, right? So if you can just hear, it's clean, there's nothing. All right, here, hear that? That's all the contaminants that's baked in the car. But anyways, let's look at what the Con's team has done in the interior. Wow, I mean, look at that. It was filthy before, and it's all nice and clean. Even the mats, ridiculous. Alright, so this is what you get with the Enduro package, which I highly suggest. This car is a large car, so I believe it's $600 or $700. But let me tell you, this level of cleanliness is above expectation. All right, above. All right, so this is it. We will start polishing the car and then put on the sealant, and the car is ready to go on sale. All right. Alright, so we've been polishing the car all morning, and half the car is done. So the team has continued to clay bar the whole car, so most of the contaminants are removed. So although it's removed, you know, when it's clean, you can feel there's no more scratching noise as compared to before. Right? I always say that if it sounds like it feels like Pantai Tioman, then you have to clay bar, right? But it's already removed. But unfortunately, when you clay bar, you leave behind lots of swirl marks. You can see that all the marks are there. It's already there, but it doesn't remove swirl marks, right? And it actually increases some because there is friction, as much as you try to not have friction. Alright? And then this is after you polished. Now it's not nearly perfect, but you can see absolutely gone with the swirl marks, right? Okay, so there you go. I'm not aiming for perfection for this car. We're just going to make it look good, so we can put it up in the market. Alright, so more work to do, more work to come. so this is the final day. Actually, it's done. Roughly around 4.5 to 5 days of work getting this car back to its shape. I mean, look at it, you wouldn't have guessed that it was in poor condition. I'm so happy with this. So first of all, quick shout out to EvoClub Carwash and Con.
Thanks for trusting us with your car. I hope you find it satisfactory.
Oh, extremely. I mean, it was disgusting. Sorry Dad. And this car now feels like a low mileage car, but in fact it's not. Like, it's 116.
Yeah.
But the way my dad presented the car, it was a 200,000 km car, and washed once a year kind of car.
And that's the thing that we want to achieve with this, with our packages here at EvoClub Carwash. We actually specifically want to target people who just bought a used car, or you're about to sell your used car, right? There's nothing better than getting the car fully clean inside out, all right? So that, you know, at least when you go into the car, you know, it's all fresh, all new, and you get that peace of mind. You should always send your car for, you know, mechanical works at the workshop, right? But you should also take care of the interior, right? Because you just don't know what the previous owner has been doing or has done with the car inside the car. Like,
but it's not only that, man. Like the seats, the cushions, they have so much dirt, sweat, all embedded. And in this case, my dad is he runs a sawmill, so it's a lot of sawdust.
yes.
And then he has an orchard, so it's a lot of you know, the red color clay kind of mud all over the car. And you know, a normal wipe down will not suffice. You need extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah,
yes.
And the team did extremely well.
With leather, we can't do extraction. Leather, we just have to spray the
leather cleaner. Yeah. But all the carpet.
Carpet, yes. Carpet.
Yeah, like now it's clean. It's actually clean.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, right? It's so ridiculous. So Con and the team worked on the interior, the engine bay, all the tough to clean parts, and I came in and did a one-step polish. Now it's not like no auto detailer like perfection, but it's clean enough so that it looks smooth. I applied some Maguire's mirror glaze sealant just to protect the car, and also another layer of quick detailer, and the car is ready to go. So yeah, I'm just so impressed, man. Okay, so if you want to book, go and download the app. If you're an Android user, if not, EvoClub Carwash information is on Instagram, Facebook. Send them a message.
If you're on iOS, right, our app is still pending approval from Apple side, but feel free
Send a message.
to drop us a line on Facebook or Insta.
Yeah. Right, thanks, Con. And now, this car is for sale. I'm proud to now put it in the market after all the work and after Con's work. So this car is in my opinion, is super value for money in terms of the engineering. Damn value,
How much
right?
are you selling it for?
28,000 ringgit.
28K, right?
Yeah.
You buy this, you go on highway, you chuchok 328i.
You can. All right, so let's take this car for a quick spin, and then Con, if Con, you don't mind, do you mind to let the audience know what it's like to drive this car? So the future buyer will say, hey, I will consider this car. Right, let's go for a quick spin. Okay, we're pulling out. We're going to go to petrol station because we're low in petrol. But while we're going there, we start the actual review. The people always ask why is this car so cheap? Is there something wrong with the Ford Mondeo? Now I'm going to be upfront with everybody who is looking to consider this car. It's a great package. The only thing that is the Achilles heel of this car is the dual clutch gearbox. Now it's great in its power delivery. It's not like lightning fast shift, but it's great power delivery. But it's because it's first generation on Ford's power shift with get rack. It tends to break down after 60,000 km. That's our experience of this car. It doesn't break down as in you will pull on the side of the road. What happens is just that it just keeps slipping and slipping and slipping. So certain gears just don't want to makan. And that's, if you're looking to buy this car, anticipate every 60,000 km, you have to consider forking out anywhere between 6 to 10,000 ringgit on gearbox. But other than that, the car is not going to depreciate any further, I think.
It's as low as it will go already. Right, and for less than 30,000 ringgit, you are buying a car with the same performance ballpark as an F30 328. Alright, the handling of this car, absolutely fantastic. I reviewed this car when as an editor back in when I was 2012 when it first came out, and honestly, I loved every iteration of the Mondeo. The 2.3 NA, then there was the 200 horsepower EcoBoost. This is the upgraded 240 horsepower EcoBoost variant, and it's just such a lovely car to drive. And the power, the takeoff acceleration, my god, is so potent.
And what I love most, more than the engine actually, is the chassis.
Yeah, the chassis is fantastic. This chassis. I still remember my first time when I reviewed the 2.3 Duratec version, right?
Yeah.
I took that car up to Bukit Tinggi. Whew! Superb drive, you know. It's so agile, right? Steering feedback is so good. So basically, right, you know what the car is doing at all times, all right? And it just gives you the confidence to really tekan it, you know. Ride also is quite plush, right? So it's not one of those cars that sacrifices your ride comfort for the sake of handling. It doesn't make the car too stiff.
What I like about this car, in my opinion, is that it genuinely feels like a 250,000 ringgit car. The way the chassis rolls down the highway, it feels expensive. You jump this straight into a Honda Civic, nothing wrong with Honda Civics, but if you just feel, let's say, a Honda Civic or Honda Accord, there's a big difference in the chassis comfort.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The way it goes through the highway is just so comfortable, so easy, right?
Yeah. And I was driving the 328. My colleague was driving the Mondeo, and I tell you, MEX full throttle on the 328, right? I cannot pull away from the Mondeo. Absolutely cannot.
And the Mondeo is
It just kept staying on my tail. It didn't manage to overtake, but it kept staying on my tail.
Despite it being heavier.
Yes.
And front wheel drive, The Mondeo is actually one of the favorites in Europe, actually, especially UK.
It's like in Europe, right? This car is the equivalent of a Camry or an Accord in terms of popularity.
And then of course you have the wagons and stuff.
Oh yes. Then you have the versions with the diesel engine.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, even though the steering looks very uncle in design, right? But the feedback is very nice.
And that's the benefit of hydraulic steering.
And I like the way they mold this part of the steering so you can nicely rest your thumb as you drive the car.
Understand.
But do bear in mind, with this gen of the Mondeo and S-Max, right, the steering rack is a known weak point of the car. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there are 3 weak points of this car that any owner, right, at any point in time must adjust. Right? This is based on feedback from my EcoBoost group. Steering rack, turbo, and DCT. These 3 things cannot lari one.
Okay. So those are the things you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
So far we haven't had any issues with the steering rack.
Yeah.
And so far we had no issues with the EcoBoost because my dad doesn't floor the car and rev it to like 5k or something like that. So I think those things are well taken care of because it's not squeezed very hard.
But you see right now the stability of this car is so good.
Yeah, we're going 120.
Yeah, but it feels like 80.
Yeah.
It feels like 80.
And I think that's really for me lah. You say it was good around the corners, but for me the hallmark of this car is its highway cruising.
Yeah.
And I think a person that does a lot of highway miles to commute to work, this will be a great package.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It feels so quiet. So quiet. Barely any noise, bro.
Okay, the interior is quite Spartan actually. You got this small little things, but it's nice and solid. No creaking. This is interesting. Okay, the side here you got creaking, but the center console, no creaking.
Very solid.
Very little creaking, and this is 100 kms on the clock. Even here, no creaking. That's what I like. This is CBU build quality. Is from Belgium. And when the car was new here, I believe it was 200,000 ringgit.
I think this was 180, bro.
180 lah. Alright, let's say 180, 190 around there, right? So for 28,000 ringgit, you're getting it for almost 20% of the original price of this car.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So yeah, this car is yours for 28,000 ringgit. Very slight nego. Because a lot of work has been done, and in the market, 28,000 is still not the highest. Okay.
Can't go wrong. Even if let's say you have to change a gearbox, change a steering rack and all, right, your net cost of acquiring this car is still below 50k.
Yep, and then just consider every 2-3 years you park aside 10 to 12,000 to fix up the car.
Yeah.
If that's your expectation, great. But if you're not interested in fixing up the car, this may not be the car for you.
Yeah.
Right? Looking for a new home.
Yeah.
Right? So let's fill up some petrol in this baby.